it's okay while you're doing this, if you have a song in your heart. This might be a good one for I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no good reaction. In my school of Zen, we use what comes along. So if a song comes along, put it into action, rather than think, oh, why does this song keep coming up? Can't get rid of it. Well, use it. I was once at Karma Choling, and you go in there and you pass this big dining room, and then there's the living room. And in the corner of the living room is this big rock. And they have a garden around it and plants and things. I said, well, what's this? And they said, well, we planned this building and we started the construction, and then we got to this corner and there was this big rock here, so we just left it and built the house around it. So you may not be able to clear all your big rocks, So, we some of us have big rocks inside, So you may need to make your garden around the big rock rather than thinking like, I need to blow it up or in some way get rid of it. Okay, moving along here. Short version of the just a little warming up here, rubbing the hands together. Either side of the nose, up and down. Sighing or yawning if you feel like sighing or yawning. Back and forth. Massaging the corners of the jaw, one finger behind the ears. Tapping the shoulders up the back of the neck. Finishing up and then patting down the outside of the legs up the inside. Coming to a finish. Okay, one arm out, palm down, tap down the outside, turn the palm up the inside. And coming to a finish. Okay, 4 ways the dragon moves its head. First is rotating. And again, sometimes I feel more like doing a fuller swinging side to side, rotating. So when you're in charge of the school, you get to do what you want. After I've done a few bigger movements, then I can come back to simple turning to look to one side and back to the middle and turning to look to the other side. The more your awareness is right with the movements, often you'll feel the more still everything is. When your awareness is exactly with things, it becomes very still. The same with your breath in meditation. You don't argue with your breath. You allow your breath to be however long or short, deep or shallow that it is, and your awareness is happy enough to follow along with it. And then your breath relaxes and you're very still. Okay, coming to a finish, looking up, looking down. Oh. And again, if you'd like, you can raise your arms on the looking up. Somehow, for me this morning, this feels especially good. Stretching the shoulders, arms. There's one yoga center I used to like to go to in Toronto. They used to invite me to be a Zen teacher. And it's the only yoga studio I've been to where they say, do what you want. They give you some instruction and they say, well, we're going to look up, look down, but you might want to try raising your hands like this and down, and or if you feel like it, you can, and then it's a little challenging because usually you're in class like, no, you tell me what to do. Do I have to figure this out for myself? No, it's just it's not figuring it out. It's just, if you feel like it, do some other movements. Most yoga classes, what are you doing? That's not the instruction. And they want you to do what you're told. So it's so liberating to be in a yoga class like that. Okay, and then side bending. So I think I mentioned, I certainly mentioned you can Sayaryan in Qi Gong, if you feel like Sayaryaning. You can also burp, belch, or fart. In the Zendo, it's all quiet. But in Qigong, it's considered that those sounds, body sounds, are indications that the Qi is moving. Okay, coming back to the middle. The fourth way of moving the head, circles. So continuing around in one direction several times. The cat has come to join us. Coming to a pause somewhere, we'll go in the other direction. As you go slowly, you often notice bumps along the way. So again, if you wish, you can stop at any of the bumps and see what might be happening there. Okay, I'm coming to a finish somewhere. And coming back to the middle. Okay, and feet wider apart. We'll do a few rainbow pose. Reaching back, palm up, rotating, side bending. And if you're making up the Qigong as you go along, then you don't have any, buddy to resist against. If somebody else says, do this, do that, and then you go like, well, who are you to tell me? But in this case, you can say, I'm you, remember? Okay, one more on each side. Okay, so we're going to move along now to our second sequence. That's where we emphasize the horse posture. Most of the time, feet hip-width apart, bending the knees, feeling of dropping the sacrum down the back. Rather than the sacrum coming up, feeling of dropping the sacrum down the back. And often it helps to, the emphasis is the sacrum, but often that helps to do that by having the knees a little bent. Feeling as though you're sitting on your horse. This is why it's called the horse posture. That confused me for a while. Horse? But anyway, you're sitting on your horse. Okay, so inhaling, exhaling, and then as you inhale, letting your arms float up to the height of your shoulders. As you exhale, they float down. Sitting. I've experimented a little bit with how many to do, and I've found 7 is a good minimum, and then you can do more than that if you want. Coming to a finish, let's go on to the next one. So palms facing together and sitting, inhaling, arms up to the height of your shoulders, extending out, stretching. In and turn the palms and float down. So inhaling both up and out. Exhaling in, down. So somehow I find this, makes a big difference for me each day. And I notice that when I don't do it, I'm not as stable. Coming to a finish, last one. So even if I just do a few, it's helpful. Don't have to do the whole routine. Okay, inhaling. As you exhale, gather. Inhaling, look up, extending the arms out, the energy out. Gather from below, extend out above. Okay, and we'll do one more. Extending the energy out, and the arms come down to the side. Okay, and then the next, the W or V. So this is where one hand with your feet, same way, one hand is right in front of your face. Other hand is behind you, the elbows are bent. Palms facing each other. Inhale. As you exhale, back hand comes straight for the front hand. Follow it with your face and your head and eyes. Push an apple off the front hand. What was the front hand drops down, comes around to the back, bend both elbows, palms face. Exhaling straight forward, following it right past your face. Push the apple. Inhale, turn and look at the new backhand. Exhale, straight forward, push. So keep the one hand right in front here. No, it's off to your right. So if you face forward, the hand's right here. Okay, keep it there, because when your backhand is coming forward, your front hand is should be right here. If you keep it here, then you know where to push. Otherwise, you're coming forward, and the hand is, well, where's the other hand? And then like, oh, it's over there, and then, so keep it right in front of you. Okay, one more on each side. Push. Turn and look at the new backhand and push. And we're finishing up. Okay, and then bringing the arms up, we're going to inhale and then exhale, backward rowing. Last one. Okay, and then scooping pebbles, brushing the knee, so-called. So reaching down, scoop the pebbles up to the height of your shoulder, turn the palm down, back across the level of your knees. Now the other hand scoops up to the height of the shoulders, palm down, back across the level of the knees. Inhaling, scoop, exhaling, brush. Palm down when you come back. You inhale, scoop, and then turn the palm down. Yeah, and then back across. Okay, one more on each side. And finishing up. So sometimes, people have a problem with this because you scoop, and when the hand goes across, the other hand is following it, and then you're supposed to scoop with the other hand. Well, how do you do that? Because your hand is not. So sometimes people need to scoop and then keep this hand like, no, you don't get involved. Scoop. Brush. Okay, now your turn. Okay, you bring the hand out. Scoop, brush. Okay, moving along here. Now we have our container here, and we're going to lift our water up over the shoulder, look back, up and back, and toss. Toss the water. Exhaling back down, lower abdomen. Inhaling up on the other side and toss. So I think of this as a way to toss whatever you have inside. Sometimes if you have worry or doubt or, a sad, anyway, just toss it. It's like your dirty dishwater. And interestingly enough, the world seems to be able to handle it. Okay, one more on each side. And after a while, you've drained off enough of your afflictive feelings that you start to toss some love and light. What the heck? Okay, finishing up with that, and we're moving on now to clearing confusion. So one hand up here, palm facing out, the other hand palm facing in. the hands pass. Upper hand, keep it parallel to the ground, coming across to the other shoulder, palm goes out, and then the hands pass. Upper hand, the palm level, parallel to the ground, bring it across, turn it out, and now the hands pass. So this one comes across and then turn the palm out. Yeah, there you go. Then they pass. Upper one across, turn the palm out. This one, yeah, out and then pass. So usually if you concentrate on the upper hand, the lower one will follow along. Okay, great, thank you. Coming to a finish. Also known as cloud hands, apparently. And this movement is washing hands. So cloud hands. I like the name Clearing Confusion because if you can do this, you've obviously cleared some confusion. All right, so moving along now, the next one we're doing is the fist, and then inhale as you exhale, karate chop. Inhale back, flip, keep your palm open, exhale, chop. Inhale back, flip, chop, open. I don't think I'd be very good at this. You know, my wrists are very stiff, but, you know, I do what I can. Okay, finishing up. All right, now right foot forward, left foot back. Inhaling and exhaling, gathering. Inhaling, look up, extend. Okay, and next time up, pause at the top. Switch feet, left foot forward, right foot back, and then exhaling down, inhaling up. Looking down, gathering, looking up, extending, showering the world with your energy. Okay, one more and we'll bring the hands to the shoulders. Inhaling, exhale down and out. Inhaling straight back to the shoulders. Last one, coming back to the shoulders. We're switching feet. Right foot forward. Last one. Hands come back and palms facing each other. Then inhaling out, exhaling in. Sharing your heart energy with the world, gathering the heart energy of the world into your heart. Connection with the world at the level of your heart. Okay, and coming to a pause. Switching feet one last time, left foot forward, right foot back. Inhaling out, exhaling in. Okay, and coming to a finish. Hands, palms down, come down to your sides. Back to feet, back to parallel side by side. And making a fist. Inhale, punch. Exhale, punch. Okay, and coming to a finish. Flying, so inhaling, spreading your wings, exhaling, down, sitting, bending your knees. My knees are sore. They don't like even this little bending. Okay, finishing up. Viewfinder, looking at the world through your triangle. Starting up here, looking up at the sky, the trees, inhaling, exhaling, down to the side, around, inhaling up. Bending your knees when you go down, and you're much less likely to hurt your back. Okay, one more time, and coming around to the top, pause. And then exhaling in the other direction, inhaling up, exhaling down. Following the world through your triangle. Okay, and coming to a finish, up at the top, and letting the hands float down. Okay, bounce, 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 bounce. One step with the opposite foot, bounce, 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 bounce. Bounce, 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 bounce. Okay. And then fingertips point towards each other, palms face up. Inhaling up to the shoulders, exhaling, sitting. So I've been with people in the Korean Qi Gong, and they do and then I've been with people like, I'm just doing this, and they're like, and they're out there like so slowly. So all I can show you is what I know to do. But you're welcome to find people who have other styles. Okay, and coming to a finish. Okay, moving along here, we're going to run through our closing sequence so we have time to do some gathering of energy from above. So rubbing the hands together, abbreviated form of this, so just a few times, washing the face. Combing the hair straight back. Sides of the head. pinching the ears. Acupuncture points for the whole body, so all over the body, acupressure massage here. Base of the neck. And then massaging the kidneys, lower ribs in the back. Tap in the front, liver, spleen in Chinese medicine. You know, it's not exactly analogous to the organs in the Western world. When the Chinese say spleen, it's not an physical organ. It's the so-called official who's in charge of digestion. The official in charge of extracting the nutritive essence from the food and distributing it throughout the body. So it's actually a whole lot that's going on under that understanding. Okay, finishing up. And then, what's next? Oh yeah, brushing the Qi in. Front of the body, sides, lower back, buttocks, coming into a forward bend, brushing down the back, the outside and inside of the legs, until you're hanging down. Letting go of the back of your neck, letting go of your arms and hands, letting anything heavy drain out your legs and feet, out your arms and hands, out your head and neck. Okay, bending the knees a little more. You can easily lift your torso away from the thighs, letting your head hang as you straighten the lower back, middle back, upper back, and finally your head comes up. We'll stand here quietly for a little bit, eyes closed, arms hanging loosely at your sides. See what you notice. Often your body will feel, after Qi Gong, light and spacious. Okay. So opening the eyes, we're going to do now some gathering of energy. And let's do, when we come down, let's gather essence and bring the energy from above down into your essence. So when you're into your core, your essence, and then we'll say essence when we're here, and when we ho, filling this space. So your space goes out to about the tip of your fingers here, and that boundary is up to here and then up to here, and we're calling this the 9th chakra, higher self, and where you receive from above. Higher self is, of course, connected with everything up, if not down. And then we're drawing energy into here, and then from here on down into the core. Core is more, the back body. Usually people sense core more in their back body. And then we're going to be filling that core out because we want to fill ourselves with our essence. And part of filling ourselves with our essence is and then other times we put outside what isn't you. You don't need to keep carrying mom and dad around anymore. They did their job. Feet about hip width apart. and sending roots, energetic roots down into the ground. And one thing, of course, you can do is, it's a little hard to show with this sloping ground, but leaning back a little bit more weight on your heels, so that if you want to, you can lift your toes and spread them apart. And then spread them apart and then bring them back down. Lifting the toes, spread them apart, bring them back down. And then, because we, as some people express it, we still have some memory of being a monkey. You hang in the tree, and then your toes are curled to hang from the tree branch. If you try to do a curled toes on the ground, you're not going to receive the support of the earth. So if we're a little scared, we're still trying to cling to the tree. So you want to practice lifting your toes and spreading them apart, putting them down so that you receive support from the ground. Okay, so sending your roots down all the way to the core, wrapping around something solid. Some people visualize the core as a solid crystal. Other people find cracks in the rocks to anchor their roots to. Bringing energy, nourishment, sustenance up your roots. It's good for you. They're your roots. They distinguish what's good for you, what's not. That energy comes up into your feet, toes, heels, feet, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, up through your body, pelvis, abdomen, chest, shoulders, arms, hands, and we have a ball of energy here in front of the lower abdomen. And this is, again, one school of Qi Gong. Just standing like this. But we're going to go ahead and start expanding, stretching the ball of energy, moving each hand away from the other hand. Ball of energy becomes more oval shaped, more and more elongated, till finally it feels more like long elastic bands between the two hands. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Hands further and further apart, each hand aware of itself, aware of the other hand. Out, out, out. And eventually your hands will come to where they more distinctly rise. Up, up, up. And we're coming up to the height of the shoulders, pausing. Extending both thumbs to the sky, other fingers curl in. And then extending index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, little fingers, palms facing up. And then we're going to be gathering energy from above, so you can visualize light, love, compassion, joy, ease, some refreshment. Gathering, gathering, gathering. Until the tips of the middle fingers find each other. Pressing all the fingertips together, the palms, and bringing this energy from above, from your ninth chakra here, higher self, bringing this energy down into the core of your body. So entering, as your hands come in front of your face, entering the top of your head, the crown chakra, Let's pause at the third eye, breathing in and out as though you could of the third eye, directly to the middle of your head. If you want, you can imagine the color indigo. Indigo is right between blue and purple. Refreshment from above clears your head. Fills your head with vitality. Moving the fingers down, ears, nose, cheeks, teeth, tongue, chin, jaw. Pausing at the throat. Breathing as though you could in and out of your throat chakra. Color here is sky blue. Very spacious, sky blue. And then swallowing 3 times. Moving the hands slowly down, bringing the refreshment above into the shoulders, chest, lungs, heart. We'll pause at the heart, inhaling and exhaling into the front, in and out of the front of the heart, directly into the heart, into your heart chakra. Color here is Color here is green, emerald green, grass green. The land of Oz green. And then continuing to move the hands down. Past the heart, the fingertips will begin pointing away. And coming to a pause. Pointing away from the navel, energy from above continuing down through your abdomen, pelvis, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, feet. Okay, and here we're saying to yourself, essence, essence, essence. See what you can feel inside. What you feel or don't feel, see what you notice inside. This kind of feeling is subtle feeling. So subtle feeling is, if you say to yourself, I guess that could be essence, it probably is. Maybe that's essence. Okay. Then that's good enough for today. And we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, and then fill out to the aura, the edge of our aura, fill all the space with this essence from deep inside, from the core, filling from the core out. So inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Ho! Ho, ho, ho! Okay, thank you very much.